The Sacramento Kings get beat at home by the worst team in the NBA by 13 points. Did you see that? Keegan Murray had 0 points on the night. The Sacramento Kings get beat at home 133 to 122 by the Detroit Pistons. The Kings are now 29 and 21, and the Pistons are 7 and 43. The Kings have fallen to 7th place in the Western Conference after their second loss in a row. They are right above the Mavericks, who are in 8th place at 29 and 23, and they are right below the Pelicans, who are 30 and 21. Timberwolves have reacquired the first place spot, tied with the Nuggets, 36 and 16. And the Pistons are in 15th place, completely last place of the Eastern Conference at 8 and 43, and have the worst record in the NBA, even after defeating the Kings. Today is February 8th, 2024. Y'all back? We back. Y'all back? We definitely back. And I want to thank you for joining me. Hopefully you're here to watch the whole video. And I want to know what's going on, YouTube? What's going on with all my folks and all you Kings fans out there? It's your guy, Jay Woods, aka Shy the Man, and I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning After Evening Cup of Joe with Jay.
I love it.
Yeah, it's an evening cup of Joe for me today, guys. Kind of late doing the video, so if I'm kind of slow and tired sounding, that's why. It's evening time. But I always still have a cup of Joe, even in the evening time. Why not? It doesn't keep me up. Actually, coffee puts me to sleep, so I can drink it at night. And today is Thursday. You know what day it is. It's Thursday. Throwback Thursday.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Throwback Thursday. Cup of Joe of the day. Sacramento Kings. I mean, a lot of people are really upset about this loss because this is the worst team in the league. The Kings fans have really high expectations of this team, and we don't expect to lose to a team like this, especially if we consider ourselves one of the better teams in the league. With that being said, the game was actually not that bad. I mean, it was a back and forth game for most of the game until about the fourth quarter, and the game was even tied with about 105 to 105 with like 8 minutes left. So, I mean, it's an NBA game. You know, all these guys are NBA players. Yeah, they had a couple guys out, but they're still NBA players. It's still 5-on-5. It's not like the Kings are playing 7 on against 5 or 5 against 3. These are all grown men out here, you know. If you know how to play the game of basketball and you play it correctly, you can beat another team. And what I saw last night was a lot of kind of lazy offense, no real offense. And I mean, you can say they scored 120, you know, it's not the offense. You could say that, which actually Mike Brown did say. Just the way it looks to me, De'Aaron Fox just kind of doing a jab dribble and then a 20-foot shot. It's just, I don't know, it's just lazy offense to me. And for them to get scored on 133 at home by the worst team in the league, I mean, that says a lot about their defense. And I know I kind of probably sound like a broken record all season, just kind of preaching defense, defense, defense. They need to play more defense, but it really comes down to it. And the Kings really have trouble against young athletic teams, young athletic long teams. And this team is a young athletic team. And I noticed during the run at the end of the game in the fourth quarter, the young guys just had more fuel and they were just going to the basket. And there was no real resistance. I mean, a lot of times people were able to just drive to the basket and it just easily, it just didn't seem like it was too hard for them to get to the basket at any point of the game. Just drive to the hole and no resistance. Whereas the Kings seemed like every shot was like a jump shot or a three-pointer or just a lazy contested shot. And they weren't really trying to earn their points. You know, they were just looked like they were a little overconfident and it didn't work tonight. That's my cup of Joe. One creamer, no sugar. The Pistons' leading scorer was Jaden Ivey with a big 37 points against the Kings. Second leading scorer was actually Alec Burks off the bench, and they had Jalen Duren pitching with 20 points, and Marcus Sasser pitching with 18 points, also off the bench. Killian Hayes with 9 assists, Jalen Duren with the big 15 rebounds. And for the Sacramento Kings, Domantas Sabonis had 30 points, 12 big rebounds. Off the bench, Malik Monk with the big 23 points, 10 big assists, 5 rebounds from Malik Monk, filling up the stat pages off the bench. Trey Lyles with a big 19 points, Kevin Huerter 16, De'Aaron with 12, Harrison Barnes 8. And as I mentioned earlier, Keegan Murray with 0 points on the night. Just couldn't find it last night. Was having trouble last night. Some team stats. The Pistons actually went 100% from free throw last night, 22 for 22. Amazing. Kings kind of shabby on free throws, 68%. 3 points, 34%, as opposed to Pistons shooting 54% from three-point range, 17 to 31. That looks like a lot of what really happened in the game. Really better, way better three-point shooting and bad free throw shooting from the Kings. Bad three-point shooting. It's bad shooting all around from the Kings. The rest of the stats pretty much the same. Turnovers. Detroit had 11 turnovers. Kings had 4. Obviously didn't matter to our last night. Eye test. Yeah. Eye test. Eye test. Eye test. King's eye test. So the guys looked, I mean, they didn't look like super tired or sluggish. They just looked a little indecisive on offense and just didn't really exert dominance over a younger team, which to me is kind of controlling the game, controlling the pace of the game, and trying to use up as much clock as possible. And using post game, it was a lot of indecisive shooting, just one quick move and a shot, jump shot, which to me is not great offense. And the defense just, letting guys get to the hole and make easy layups is never a winning equation for a basketball game. And it was a close game throughout the whole game. And this was a game where the Kings just didn't close out. They didn't play enough D to win, and they didn't score enough at the end of the game to win. That's my eye test. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is coming off this 7-game road trip where they were gone about 2 weeks, coming home, getting some rest. I'm sure they didn't practice yesterday. And then coming into this game at home tonight is almost like a trap game. It wasn't a back-to-back game, but I mean, what did the Kings do yesterday? They were probably chilling at the house, relaxing, chilling with family. Come out today, you're a little nonchalant, a little lackadaisical all around. So, and I don't know if that's what caused it, but it's just how it feels to me. And then the young guy, Jaden Ivey, he's out there trying to prove himself still as a rookie, or actually in his second year. He's trying to show that, he was worth the pick where he was picked. 37 points last night against the Kings. I mean, that's big time. He was hitting threes. He was driving to the basket. He was making shots at the end of the game. And my bottom line is that the Kings are going to have to learn how to be a little bit more consistent and learn how to play against teams like this. I don't know if they need to call more offensive plays, offensive sets, but they definitely need to have some type of strategy on defense for closing out these games, because with 8 minutes to go, the game is tied, and you end up losing to the worst team in the league by 13 points for a closeout. That's not closing the game out like a veteran team should. Detroit Pistons and all these other teams that come in and be hitting so many three-pointers. It's just poor closeouts, bad defensive switching. The Kings need to get better. That's my bottom line. Next up, the Kings have a really big game against the Denver Nuggets, who right now are tied for first place with the Timberwolves. That game is Friday, February 9th in Sacramento, 7 p.m. Be there or be square. And obviously, I will have a game review the day after, so please be on the lookout for that. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you'll get to see another review by me. And asking the Kings to defeat the Nuggets might be a tall task, considering they're in first place, tied with Timberwolves, and they're scratching and clawing and trying to fight for every game they can to stay at top of the Western Conference. You know, last year's champion, defending champion. We all know they're led by Nikola Jokic, and they have Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Christian Braun, Reggie Jackson. It's pretty much a real complete package right there of starters. When you think about it, you know, they have a lot of long guys. Jamal Murray's a great point guard, shooting guard, whatever you want to call him. Reggie Jackson's a good point guard. Michael Porter's long, small forward. Aaron Gordon's great power forward, playing next to Nikola Jokic. He does the dirty work. This team is well constructed, and the Kings have a tall task beating them. They are at home, so they'll have the crowd with them. I think they match up well against them. You know, Sabonis has to take on Jokic. De'Aaron Fox has to take on Jamal. Keegan's gonna have to take on Michael Porter, and Harrison on Aaron Gordon. They match up decently, and the Kings just need to be the scrappy team. They need to go out there and fight. They need to put their chest on somebody. Don't let people just drive to the basket. This team isn't the youngest team, but they are the defending champions, so they know how to win. They can't let Nikola Jokic go crazy, which is going to be a hard task. You know, they're going to have to stop him in the post and on the outside. He has both games. Don't let Jamal Murray get hot from three. You guys are going to have to close out quickly and make sure you stay on guys. Don't let them get easy shots. Don't let them go on runs. If they go on runs, you know, foul a guy. Don't look like you don't know what you're doing on offense. Call a play. Use the screen. Use the pocket pass. Things like that. And the Kings, they can beat this team. They've beat them before, but they're going to have to play hard, and they're going to have the work cut out for them. Betting line. I don't have a betting line tonight, but the betting lines come out tomorrow. If you want to do sports betting, use the link below. That's where I bet on BetUS. Use the link below. It'll help out the channel as well. And I got a question for y'all. How do you feel about the Kings dropping to 7th place? Are you nervous? Do you think this team is a play-in team? Or do you think this team is more of a top 5, top 6 team? Comment below. Let me know what you think. And make a comment about anything. It'll help out the channel. Comment about the channel. Comment about me, how I'm doing. Comment about the weather. I don't care. Comment about anything. Also, guys, please help me out by liking the video if you watched this far. I must have gave some pretty good information. I must have been semi-entertaining. Go ahead and press that like button for your boy. Also, please subscribe. It'll help out the channel. I'm new, but I'm growing, trying to grow the channel so we can do some more fun stuff in the future, like live game review and live chat, things like that. So go ahead and subscribe. Press that subscribe button as well. I appreciate it. And I got a motivational quote for you today. I found it on the internet. I don't know where it came from. You cannot plow a field by turning it over in your mind. To begin. You cannot plow a field by turning it over in your mind. To begin. And that's a good motivational quote right there. Can't just think about it. Can't think about it forever. At some point, you're going to have to begin. At some point, you're going to have to do it. Get to it. And that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. I appreciate you joining me. I appreciate you watching this far. And thank you for joining me on another episode of The Kings Morning After. Midday Cup of Joe with Jay. All right, that's about it. I'm out. But before you go, check out these moves. It's good.